barricades, have walked past the security, and are now all over this building right now. The question is, how long does it last? For the moment, people are being told, stay inside, stay safe, make very little noise, don't draw attention to yourself, because they're not sure who these individuals are, what they possess, if they have any firearms, or what their intentions are at the moment as they struggle to get the situation under control.
It is an absolutely shameful, disgusting situation that we are witnessing here, but eminently predictable, with the outgoing president of the United States refusing to accept reality, refusing to concede defeat, attacking every single Republican who gets in his way, including his own vice president. Pamela Brown, tell us more about the security situation on Capitol Hill.
Well, I can tell you right now, Jake, there are discussions about evacuating the Vice President Pence, given how unwieldy the situation and potentially dangerous the situation has become. It's unclear right now as to whether Pence has officially been evacuated from the building. But what I can tell you is, at the very least, Jake, there are discussions ongoing as we speak about getting him out of there. And if it hasn't already happened yet, it very well could soon. That's where we are. Of course, Pence is the presiding officer there today over the certification, the electoral count. And clearly this was not how officials planned for this to go, for the vice president to potentially be evacuated from the building. Of course, it's worth noting this is all happening as the White House has not commented. The president has not commented or said anything directly about the chaos that's going on at the White House.
Well, he did just tweet something. It's not a call to stand down. And let me go to Jim Acosta at the White House now to bring us news on that, because just a couple minutes ago, Jim, the president, he did not say, please stop what you're doing, but he did issue a tweet, rather weak one, I might add.
It is rather flaccid, Jake, but the president has broken his silence, I suppose you could say, finally, on all of this, after this has been going on for over an hour. The president tweeting just a few moments ago, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful, with an exclamation mark. But as you said, Jake, he is not telling these protesters to leave the Capitol. And in fact, earlier this afternoon, when he was down on the National Mall, he was egging on these supporters to go down to the Capitol and make their voices heard. And of course, now they are storming the Capitol in a way that looks like open rebellion in Washington, D.C., with no potential to knock this down, it seems, at this point. I was just talking with a Trump advisor a few moments ago who was just outraged over this and said, shame on POTUS for throwing gasoline on this fire and not doing anything to stop it. I will tell you, Jake, just a few moments ago, we saw that Marines stationed outside the West Wing. That's usually an indication that the president is in the Oval Office. You can almost take it to the bank, Jake, that the president of the United States is watching all of this unfold, watching what he egged on unfold, and is essentially watching the world burn just 2 weeks before he leaves office. This is the kind of situation, Jake, where the president should be going into the briefing room. You know this all too well as a former White House correspondent yourself. He should be going into the briefing room and telling these protesters to stop and go home. He is not doing that. That makes him responsible for what's happening right before our eyes right now, Jake.
Absolutely, Jim. I mean, when that Trump advisor you spoke to said that the shame on POTUS for pouring fuel on the fire, I mean, President Trump has been spilling fuel like the Exxon Valdez. I mean, this is not like some new development. He created this mess.
This is a bonfire of the insanities that we're watching in the nation's capital right now, and it all flows from Trump. He has been lighting these matches for weeks now. He was lighting these matches down in the National Mall earlier today, telling people to go down to the Capitol, telling them at one point, misleading them into thinking that he was going to join them down on the Capitol. So it was essentially an invitation to join the President of the United States down at the Capitol to give these lawmakers a piece of their minds. And now this is what we're left with. This is the ugly aftermath of what we're left with. And Jake, what is the plan to get these people out of there? My goodness. On June the 1st, the president sent federal law enforcement forces, National Guard, they tear gas, they pummel people. to get people out of Lafayette Park, get people away from the church so he can hold a Bible in front of the church. There appears to be no plan in place at this point to clear all of these capitals away, all of these protesters away from the Capitol. This is just bedlam on the streets of the nation's capital. This is Trump's rebellion.
It's absolutely, and it is the natural development of all of this. So many cowardly Republican congressmen in that building trying to appease the president and his angry base by rebelling and committing an attempted act of sedition. And here is the physical manifestation of it. Maharaja, you have some news.
Yeah, it seems to be very, very tense and very serious outside the House floor. There's a report that is coming from the pool reporters who are on that side of the Capitol saying there's an armed standoff at the House front door. The police officers have their guns drawn. It's someone who is trying to reach the front door. They tried to reach the main door.